Welcome back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategy, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon Haddad and special guest Jeremy Millar, CEO of Amarlo. How are we, guys?
Doing great.
It's early for Jeremy. He's on the West Coast. So
right.
I think right now we're filming this at 6:15 in the morning.
Yeah, you got it. That's right.
Just after daylight savings.
Yes. Yeah. Fortunately for us, he's got a smooth and silky voice.
Yes.
Riding us along here this bright and early. No, but I'm
Hopefully
excited.
this lighting just hides the bags under my eyes too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, if there are bags, they're hiding them. I'll tell you right now. It looks good.
Mine are exploded. So we do have a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, where we're going to dive into the top posts of the week from the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and discuss what's trending, what's working, and what you need to know. Then we're going to have a special sales pitch training by Jeremy. And then, if we got time, we'll wrap things up with story time with John. But first, how we start every podcast, a fortune cookie. So today's fortune, make a mess on my desk. Yeah, I really did. A heartfelt conversation with your close friend will lead to insight.
Heartfelt conversation with your close friend will lead to insight. I like that a lot.
I have something.
Go for it. You start us.
I can start us off as I clean up this mess on my desk. I had a long conversation. It was supposed to be just a catch-up call with a friend last night, actually. So this is very timely. And it ended up being an hour and a half because we hadn't talked in maybe like for a long time like that. We'd gotten together in like since the before times, before COVID. And but his wedding's coming up and I'm actually going on his bachelor party this weekend. And then he was just like, hey, we should probably like catch up. I know we talk every now and then, but we're going to go hang out all weekend. Maybe we catch up and then, before it's May and we go to the wedding because it's a destination wedding. So it's a whole big thing. And we just couldn't stop talking. It was like 8:30 and he was just like, I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'm sorry. My stomach I got to go. But we're going to continue the conversation tonight just because it's a good friend. It's been a long time. There were heartfelt conversations because I've been married for a decent chunk of time now, and he's just about to. So we were going through all did you realize this changed? Oh, you're being hard carried in life by your wife too. Cool. Just like those kind of things. And we were just laughing and it was a really good conversation and a lot came out of it. The insight that came out of it is that we do similar things for work and we've ended up in similar places. And we're both now navigating this new AI world that is upon us. So bouncing tips off of each other on that. But that's the insight that I gained from that. What about you guys?
I like that a lot.
I can read it again. A heartfelt conversation with your close friend will lead to insight.
I think every time, for me, it's just every time that happens, it always leads into insights, right? I think for me, that's about finding the time to have those conversations. I get so caught up in the day-to-day, trying to change lives and, you forget what matters most, which are the people that are always closest. So anytime I get to go back and have those conversations, that's what I think about. So right away, when you read it, I started thinking about probably 2 or 3 people that I should give a call to. If I'm being upfront, right? Like 2 or 3 people I probably owe a call to, not should call, but I probably owe them a call. Sure. So that's what crossed my mind about that. And usually the ones that you need to call after you get off the phone, you're just like, oh yeah. I wish I didn't wait that long to do that. So that's where my head went down as you read that. What about you, Jeremy?
Yeah. I mean, I've just been thinking a lot about I guess those moments when you have those heartfelt conversations, right? It's like that vulnerable connection that you have with the other person. I just find that to be so special. I think, my wife and we were just talking about this before. We've got a 1-year-old at home. I think there's a lot of conversations that happen around parenting, around, being good enough as a parent, like all that kind of stuff, that comes up quite a bit. But, at the same time, balancing that with, like you were saying, John, leading an organization, that kind of thing. Like how do you strike that balance well? I think that's always been the challenge for me, is seeking out those great conversations and those things that you know you need to do, um, but also balancing every other aspect of life at the same time.
Yeah,
That's the hard thing, right?
it is.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, let's dive into the broker buzz with our first question of the week. My bad. Question. A few realtors and real estate brokers that are asking for constant rate updates and market updates emailed to them to assist them in making the connection to us or their new buyer leads clients. What is the best reasonably priced system that is an auto email drip campaign to agents with rates and market updates? I am a small South California broker, so need something that makes economic sense for this. Perhaps some of the lenders do this for their brokers that I may not be aware of. Any suggestions appreciated?
All right. So first and foremost, y'all can't see it. I just saw a glimpse of it, but if you guys see Jeremy's entire background, it's really cool. It's a cool setup. So that's what I was as you were talking. I was looking at the bottom. I said, "Oh shit," for lack of better words. I said, "That's dope."
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. But
Thank you.
to what was the question? No, I'm just kidding. So no, so to answer your question, yeah, there are different services out there. One that we're partnered with is Lender Price. So double check with them. They have a service that is similar to I think the company, I think it's More Tech or something along those lines that does a lot of Zillow's rate updates. So Lender Price does the same thing for mortgage brokers. You can upload your database. Your clients can actually click the rate that they want to be updated on. So when the rate drops to that amount, it'll go to your clients. Even for your agents as well, you can do the exact same thing. Lender Price is what I would use. There are different services. You can also use, Tommy, you mentioned it earlier, the service MailChimp, I think.
Yep. Yeah,
That's more of a, oh, go ahead.
when we were going through this, that was going to be my suggestion, just because I'm not aware of a lot of the broker options specifically out there, but marketing I am, and it would be much more manual, but it may be more cost effective. So you may need to go do research and then actually put these together, but you can line them up. So like you check the rate, you can put it in and then send it. So it's a very minimal lift, but that would maybe offset the savings depending on what your budget is for this.
Correct. So double check both. Lender Price will allow more automation, and then MailChimp, you have a lot more control, but a lot of it has to do with you sending everything out. But there are options available where you can get updates out multiple times a day, multiple times.
Maybe dripping out. If you are able to drip out through MailChimp that way, that means that you know the future. And maybe
yeah, correct. Yes.
Maybe don't reveal that via MailChimp.
Yeah.
So let's go into our next question. Hi, not sure if this is possible, but client purchased an investment property and closed on the home a month ago. He made a request to get additional funds to do improvements to the home in the area of 75 to 100,000. He put 25% down when he bought it at 325,000. Is there any program out there that can possibly assist with this?
The only thing, okay, so let's start here. One, you can always hard money, right? So let's start there. You can always find hard money. It's a non-traditional loan. Somebody will have hard money, especially if the person will pay it off sooner than later. Generally speaking, you'll see hard money run 9 to 10 months long. You're looking at 11 to 13%, sometimes higher. And then they'll charge you basically, 1 to 2 points on that money on top of the interest that they're making. So it's called hard money for a reason. That's just one way that you could get the financing and find somebody that does the hard money. When it comes to standard financing, the only way that you would have something here is if the client also in the last month did a tremendous amount of work on the property, and for one reason or another, it just happens to be worth a significant amount more. That there is possibilities there that you can outweigh seasoning guidelines, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like client put the 25% down. They spent a lot of their cash on the down payment. Now they need extra money to do renovations that they're looking to get finance with the property, making the loan to value like 100% is what it sounded like. So No, I don't think a traditional route's available, but I do think you have some hard money options unless it falls in that weird caveat that I just talked about for a conventional loan.
Got it. Absolutely. Jeremy, anything on that? Or?
Nothing comes to mind. It just seems like a really difficult situation, especially if you're the one it sounds like they're looking specifically to get more cash to do improvements. So hard money just seems like a tough sell to the borrower in that case too. Just, not a lot of good options, it seems like.
No, it is, and the other thing too that's a little fascinating is, and again, I don't, it doesn't bother me. It's just more of a conversation. But if you think about the borrower, it's like, all right, when you bought the house, did you know you were going to need to do the renovation?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I'm actually curious about as an LO right now, where it's like, hold on, what happened? Like, did we not know? Like you close and you're like, oh wait, oh no, oh no,
I need
more. Yeah,
it's all
a
gone.
long time. Yeah.
All right. Well, our last question this week. Amicably divorced couple. Wife wants to refinance primary residence into her name only. They still share an investment property. The husband claims the rental income on this tax return. Wife does not. Mortgage for rental property is in both their names. DTI won't work since she is being hit with the payment with no rent to offset. Any way around this? They don't want to refinance the rental property as they currently have a rate in the 3s. Thanks in advance for the group think.
Yeah, unless something's changed here, if it's in the divorce decree, you're fine. So basically, as long as that specific property is outlined in the divorce decree. So the investment property in the divorce decree would have to say, let's just say it's Tommy and I. Tommy and I are getting divorced. We own the property together. No! You said it would work.
You promised. You said I do.
But let's just say it's you and I in that situation. Dude, that's so funny. So from the investment property standpoint, in the divorce decree, it would basically be outlined that property stays with Tommy. So as long as that it outlines it properly in the decree, the wife, in this instance, me, I'd have every right to still do a regular loan, not include that property, and I'd be able to justify it using my divorce decree that outlines who actually pays the bills on that specific mortgage. So again, unless that guidelines change, there is a way around it. If they didn't add it to the divorce decree, see how, and I'm hoping it's fast. I know the courts don't really move that quickly all the time. But if it's not in the divorce decree, I would absolutely call the attorneys and see if there's a way to add it, some sort of amendment, something that is simple and doesn't cost you a lot of money. That'll give you another opportunity to exclude that property as well.
Awesome.
I think too on the I'm not a tax guy personally, but on the tax return there, I think it depends on who or how the property is owned, right? If one person owns, if they both own the property still. Typically, I think if they both own the property, it should show up on both tax returns still. But if it's just a single owner, like John was saying, if it's in that divorce decree, I believe then it would be okay one way or the other on one person's or not. But it's a shame that you and Tommy are getting divorced, John.
Yeah,
That's really what
I know.
on here.
I really thought it was going to work.
Yeah, you good. I want to get off the call. Yeah, I got to process this.
Well, while we process this, scan the QR code and become an AIME member if you're not, because if you are an AIME member, you can go in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and post questions to our community, but you can also use #BrokerPowerUp and we will get your question answered here on the podcast. So join us in this quick break and we'll be back on the other side with a sales pitch training from Jeremy. Talk to you soon.
Are you a wholesale mortgage professional? Well, then the very first thing you need is a community to help you and your business grow. With AIME membership, your community is right here. Joining our community means never navigating the market alone or operating without a safety net ever again. We are 16,000 members strong of united wholesale professionals. From rookies to top-ranking originators, all dedicated to supporting each other's success. so we can grow together. Beyond entry to the best community in the mortgage industry, AIME membership gives you the resources, tools, guidance, discounts, services, and support that help you and your wholesale business grow, thrive, and most importantly, close more loans. AIME membership connects you with leading wholesale lenders and vendors, offering you exclusive access, services, and discounts that save you more money while helping you make more money. Never get stuck on a loan again with our lender escalation program. Grow your network and skills with the wholesale industry's best conferences and networking events. Get the strategies and skills of top originators and industry innovators with AIME's cutting-edge wholesale mortgage education, resources, and content. AIME offers all of this and more, starting at a low price of $19.99 a month. You heard it here first. Couple cups of Starbucks coffee. For you to learn more and get started, all you have to do is visit aimegroup.com, AIME group.com/membership. Your community is waiting.
And I'm waiting to become a better salesperson. Jeremy, what you got?
Man, I feel like I've been waiting to hear that. You know, it's like a coveted moment for me.
It is. It is.
That's great. Well, I wanted to actually run this by you guys. I've been thinking a lot about, I guess, brokers, specifically brokers who transition from, that position of just being an LO into starting their own brokerage. And I think for a lot of people, it seems like that I've talked to, I run a bookkeeping accounting firm that helps mortgage brokers understand what we call their financial story. So we understand how to make more profit, how to close more loans, that kind of thing. The biggest shift I think that I've seen in mindset from people who start their own brokerage or kind of hang out their shingle on their own, go out on their own, is it's this shift from salesperson to business owner. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that and get your thoughts on this too, because I think that's a really difficult transition for a lot of people. And I think that something I've been thinking about is how can we reframe that shift so that we know exactly how to position ourselves as broker owners to make more money, to close more loans. What are we tracking specifically? So my perspective, coming from an accounting background, as an accountant, a lot of people, when they hear that I'm an accountant, just kind of tune out, right? That's pretty normal because you think of accountants as being dry and not dancing in the background while John's voice plays over some EDM music. But I think a lot about businesses just in general, how they should function. And brokerages generally, I think, are very particular in the sense that I think there are 5 main things that we should be looking at, that we should be tracking as broker owners. And I wanted to get your thoughts on these. So the 5 main things, I call them the 5 Ps, and I'll run you through each of them. So for me, the big things that we help clients track, or that we want them to track, are our presence, our process, our people, our production, and then our profit. And I'll go into each of those real quick, and we can just talk about what that looks like, specifically why we're tracking those things, and what they will do for us, right? So first, number one, presence, in my opinion. To measure your presence in the market, that's just kind of your brand, your ability to gain traction in the market, to bring in leads, to bring in business. To me, that's a kind of a marketing measurement or marketing KPI. We measure presence in lead volume. So how many leads am I generating per month? How many, we can then pull the curtain back a little bit and say, how many realtor relationships do I have that are generating those leads? How many other sources am I seeing those leads come from? Things like social media, rate update emails that convert into business, those kinds of things. But lead volume, I think, is specifically for brokerages a fantastic measure of presence. Similarly, I think then the I guess partner to our presence is our process, where we take our leads and we convert them into business, right? We have a lead conversion rate. So how effective are we at converting our leads into business? If we're generating 10 leads, we're converting 30% of them. That's 3 deals per month, right? And we can kind of dial in our conversion rates. I personally, I'm a big fan of Alex Hormozy. If you guys ever listen to his content, really great business insights, fantastic sales perspectives, all that kind of stuff. He talks about business as being kind of a black box, right? Where we have an input and we get an output, and that input is leads, the output is profit or cash or sales, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that process specifically is our black box, how effective we are at converting the business that we're getting. The third thing that we look at are, I guess, people and then production. That's the third and fourth thing. When I think in a brokerage about people and production, I'm thinking of number one about headcount. How many LOs do I have on my team that are producing? And then what kind of production are we doing? So there's 3 specific numbers that I look at in those realms. Look at average pricing on deals, either in bips or as a percentage. We look at average comp, and then we look at unit volume. And using all of that information, we can reliably kind of unpack, let's say on average, my unit volume, I close 3 loans per month. My comp is an average of 7,000 per loan. I have 3 people on my team that are doing that same type of production. Easy numbers, right? Suddenly I know that my production on average is 21,000 times 3, 60,000 a month for my team as a whole. And unpacking my people and my production kind of gives me that basis of understanding of how much I'm capable of, how much the business is capable of. And when we combine that, right, with our lead volume, our conversion rate, and we can understand what our averages are, I think personally for me and for a lot of our clients that we've seen running brokerages, it kind of takes the mystery out of running the business a little bit. And it kind of helps to make that shift of just being a salesperson into being more of that business owner mindset, and shifting into, how do I play with those key numbers? How do I play with my presence and process and people and production in order to turn that into more profit? And I think just giving those numbers to someone and saying, hey, here are the levers to pull. Here's where you can tweak. Here's the things you can adjust. Personally, I think it gives much more sense of control over the business. But then it also helps to reframe like exactly how to close more loans, how to make more money, how to really level up the business. So those are the 5 numbers that, if anyone out there is thinking of like, okay, how do I get a handle on growing my business, right? I think those are the 5 things that I would track. And I'd love your guys' feedback on that too. Presence, process, people, production, and then profit. That's my sales training for the day. Hopefully that's helpful.
Let me ask you this. So one, I think it is because it simplifies it and breaks it down for people to actually start looking at their numbers. A lot of mortgage. So when I came from the retail space, I didn't realize in the broker space that KPIs isn't a thing like it is in retail, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like make up your own KPIs from how you're helping brokers now, how you're helping a lot of shops now. Is before I ask my questions, is this what you're seeing where it generally does just boil down to these 5 things every time?
I think so. I think for us, when we come in, either as a bookkeeper or a fractional CFO, when we're working with people in the brokerage space, most of the time, no one is tracking this kind of stuff, or if they're doing it, it's not very effective. But when we do, that's when it unlocks, I think, a lot of ability and control over growing the business. So for me, I think these are the 5 numbers where we're like, if we can define these things every time, then we can grow the business. But most people, like you were saying, John, like we got to make up KPIs ourselves, right? Most people, I think, don't have that kind of information already. So I think that's where the real challenge is.
Okay. I was just curious about that. So no, I agree with you. A lot of the times too, the reason I like this, brokers don't a lot of them don't have it in play,
Yeah.
right? Where what am I supposed to be doing? What should my focus be? And your business does boil down to sales. Like it really
Yeah,
does. It's
100%.
just especially with what we do, it's a game of numbers. You know, like it is. That's why I like this, the simplicity of it. Lead volume, lead conversion rate, average
Right.
pricing on deals and bips. Like you've just simplified it to where, y'all, if you just plug in your numbers and you'll have it on the screen, but just make an Excel spreadsheet out of what he said. Very basic. By the way, if you don't know how, you can chat GPT it, take the 5 Ps, put them in there the way he's talking about, and then build out a spreadsheet and just plug in the numbers and it'll do the math for you. And if you have big teams, small teams, it doesn't matter. It's all a numbers game. So I've always been a big fan of simplifying it to the ridiculous. I believe that's what helps make it attainable and easier for people. Because I think right now a lot of brokers too, Jeremy, are not sure, like, what should I do next? What should my day look like? What should my week look like? So I'm a big fan of it. And I love that you're reviewing it on a monthly cadence as well. Because how many of you out there, loan officers, are looking at it like once a year? Like you're you know, all of a sudden July hits and you're just like, oh crap, I'm behind pace of where I want to be. So this is about making it a habit, and we're adding the right people, the right vendors, good human beings. We're vetting them out ourselves. Jeremy is one of them, to make sure we set you up for success. You got to be thinking about this stuff, and you don't need to be doing it alone, by the way. All the top broker shops in the country, I don't care which one you call, guess what? At a certain level, they all have a team behind them that helps them push forward. That's what we're providing to you here at AIME. Regardless of the size of your shop, you have the chance to get in front of people like Jeremy to help grow and scale your business. And I appreciate you sharing those words of wisdom with us, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for getting up super early for it too.
Yeah.
to hear about mine and Tommy's divorce, and then
I know I'm still
He's devastated.
I'm gonna have to
guys.
get up off my desk, step away.
I wasn't sure if I could do the sales tip after that. You know, it's,
yeah,
was
can
an
we come
emotional
back
moment.
next week? Yeah.
Can we reschedule this?
Listen, y'all, I don't have a crazy story or anything like that this week. What I'm going to tell you is this. It's in line with what I just talked about with Jeremy and with Tommy. And I know we're having fun on here. It is important to have fun in your weeks. It is important to just keep your mind right. But the most important thing that you can do for yourself is keep the right people around you. Y'all, it goes further than I could possibly imagine. I keep seeing just examples of it at the highest level possible, especially with what's going on in the news. Who you surround yourself with is who you end up acting like. So just look around and ask yourself, are these the right people around me? And if they're not, go find them. And if you don't know where to look, reach out to us. Like, ask us. Because I don't want that to be your excuse is, oh, I just didn't know who to ask. So I'm telling you, ask us. We know a lot of good people. The three of us combined know many, many good human beings that be more than happy to have you part of their circle. But be careful what you put into your mind. Be careful what you read. Be careful what you watch. There is so much negativity out in this world, and it does impact you. So I'm not saying don't read the news. What I am saying is be very cautious of what you put into your mind. It will dictate your day, the way you operate, the way you maneuver, the way you have conversations, my friends. Take care. Until next time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think a heartfelt conversation with an old close friend is our viewers' fortune as well today. Maybe if you don't have those 5 that you're real happy with, give an old friend a call. Maybe they will operate in and fill that space for you. So thank you, listener, for tuning in to this episode of the Broker Power Up podcast. If you found today's tips helpful, do us a favor, hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed it, which helps even more people see this content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified every time we drop new content. Share this video with a fellow broker who could use a power up. And remember to lead by example, to lift each other up, to grow together, and most importantly, close more loans. Until next time, keep powering up. Appreciate you guys.